Well, welcome everyone to the Gumroad-O-NOMICS WOW Factor, and I am Majesty-All-MIGHTY, Allie Nicole Wow. I'm excited to share with you during this time how I've built out my own ecosystem, my own economy, just on Gumroad alone. A little bit about my background for those of you who don't know. I'm cross-trained in over 200 areas. I'm a published author of over 300 works, and primarily a great majority of those works are on Amazon. And I have developed or created, if you will, over 500 digital products, and a great majority of my products are on Gumroad. So I have over 500 products on Gumroad, probably around 600 or so, but only a little over 500 or a little under 600 that I have visible, because I do have some private groups and also other digital products that I don't make public because they're special, but I include those links in VIP type of initiatives. So I'm excited to share this with you. I am Majesty Almighty again, and my allness is because I'm known as the Wow She Does It All and authority. And that is my signature empire, Majesty Almighty Wow She Does It All. And I also have over 1,000 online platforms that I've developed that serve different niche markets. So I'm a cross-functional, multi-mission entrepreneur, and I serve cross industries. And one of the ways that I'm able to do that effectively is through digital products. And so today I'm excited to be sharing with you, giving you a glimpse of my Gumroad platform and what the potential is for you to actually get started with Gumroad, or even if you're using Gumroad, how to expand your horizons and take what you do to the next level. So my wow factor you will see demonstrated when you see the different categories that I have that serve different niche markets. And I use my life as a niche. And so where most people are niche down, they have a primary core focus of their brand identity. Me, I am a multifunctional, multidimensional, multifaceted brand. And so I am not just focused on a specific niche. I bring the allness of who I am to the table as a brand, and expand and level up the marketplace in a variety of different ways. And with the digital world being what's the thriving metropolis, if you will, that's been really developing over the last decade. And we know that when the global pandemic hit, it definitely forced more people to be in the online space. And so with a great majority of what we do is online, that's where people, believe it or not, are doing most of their shopping. And so when you look at Amazon and you look at all these different e-commerce platforms, so to speak, or marketplace platforms, they are serving multi-level interest of individuals. And that's something that I've been focused on. I'm also known as the ultimate multi-hyphenate, and I focus on helping others build those types of empires that serve multi-interest focus. Okay. And so when you see my Gumroad platform, you will see how I have the different levels that I serve from just in products. And it's a different, how can I say, there are a variety of products that I leverage, as well. And so I'm excited to get started with just giving you, like I said, a glimpse of what I provide with Gumroad. But I just wanted to set the stage in a sense, to open up just with sharing a little bit, of my background so that you can get an understanding of why so many products and why so many different focuses. So that's what I wanted to share, with you. But again, also as I'm sharing this and kind of demonstrating, you're going to see, as I mentioned, a variety of different categories. I want you to think about how you can leverage your personal, professional, educational, and spiritual evolution, your journey, whether they're hobbies, passions, pains, or so different ways that you can start to serve other interests of individuals, even of your primary niche market. All right. So I'm not going to encourage you to build out like I have in terms of all these different products and platforms. That's just unique to my divine encoding, if you will. Something that's signature for me. So I don't actually teach people to do that, but I do teach them how to build out in terms of using these different levels of their lives and to become chronic publishers in a sense, but also dominating with digital products. And Gumroad is by far the easiest platform online to be able to set up effectively and build out. So if you're not familiar with Gumroad, it is an e-commerce platform and designed for digital product selling. But there's so much to this platform that's so expansive in terms of how you can build out your own ecosystem, your own economy, so to speak, because they have membership communities that you can build on there, and you can do ebooks. And even though you can publish in other places, like I publish with Kindle Direct Publishing, and I have paperback books and ebooks as well. And some of that content or so I, repositioned to be on Gumroad, as well. So that's something that each of you can think about if you're already published or so, and you can repurpose some of your content and be able to actually produce some digital courses or so or just repurpose those PDFs to use on Gumroad. So Gumroad, again, is a very extensive e-commerce platform. And as I mentioned, it is by far, and I do mean it, by far, the easiest platform to use to launch your first digital product or to actually build out an empire in this way. And so that's something that I teach. So in terms of the economic landscape changing, and as I mentioned, the digital space is where it's happening. That's where you want to have your digital onomics. You want to build your own economy. You want to carve out your own economic landscape as the holistic economics landscape is shifting. You want to be able to be ahead of the game as things are changing. Something that I've been doing over the years as being coined as the ultimate industry disruptor is really changing the business norms and creating these different environments for multi-creatives, multi-skilled entrepreneurs and individuals to be able to break out of that matrix, out of that old paradigmatic type of just confine, I should say, of the one niche focus, and how that's really a limitation to how you can make your impact and income. And though maybe that seemed like it's the logical thing to do, to have this one focus, but what happens if that particular focus dries up, or there's not really an interest for that anymore? What would you be doing? Well, some of you could say, well, yes, well, I have other streams of income and affiliate marketing and different things. And that's all good. I have all of those as well. But when I decided to become my own version of Amazon and my own Walmart supercenter, so to speak, and build out my branding, in that way, my mind went to, if every business model that is known to man at this time crumbles, what would still be standing? And one of the things we know is that reading will always be fundamental, and the digital space isn't going anywhere at all. So the places to be building out, and whether publishing ebooks and creating different products or so, you want to be able to have a variety in the digital space, because you want an experience where repeat customers can come. All right. If you only have one product, or let's say just a few products, and they, especially if they're still around the same focus, same topic, so to speak, you can't really have consistent repeat buyers. So you want to be able to look at how can you think of your niche market, of course, but also think of the other interests that they will have. All right. Because one of the things that I teach within a lot of my trainings and masterminds is that people, because they are multi-interest, they may come to you for a specific thing, but they're going to go somewhere else. And I'm still talking about digital products in a sense. They may buy a specific core focus from you, but if they have an interest in something else, whether it's self-care, whether it's fitness, whether it's finance, whether it's personal finance or a hobby, and they see a product online, they're going to go and they're going to go somewhere else and buy it. But if you have your own economy, in a sense, with multiple focuses, and they can just be sub focuses, so to speak, then more than likely you're going to get repeat buyers that will consistently come to your platform. And you won't just be a one-off, or they came back a few times until they bought up all your products and now they're done with you. But again, they're going to be on somewhere else. They're going to be off to another platform because more people again are buying online. And so the advantage of when you look at yourself in terms of your own Amazon marketplace, your own Walmart supercenter, you think in terms of, again, the multi-interest focus with your audience in mind. So when individuals visit Walmart or they go to Walmart, that's a frequent thing typically for them because there's a variety there. And even if they're not going to shop for so many different things, it's the fact that it's there, that they have so many things that as they are looking for what they initially came for, they're actually probably, well, they are exploring other items or so unless they're in a rush. But I'm saying they have the opportunity to go to different departments. If someone goes to Walmart and they are waiting for their car to the auto shop, they're waiting for their car to get finished or oil changed or tire changed, so to speak, and they go over to, whether it's the bakery, they go over to other places within there, looking at clothes, electronics, there's a multi-interest focus there. So even if they don't end up picking up something else and say, oh, I'm going to get this and that as well, they know what's there and they will return to it because it's a variety. So it's this one-stop shop type of experience that keeps individuals consistently coming back. Or even if there's kind of a gap in between in terms of them buying online for certain things, they'll know to come back to you. Now, something else I want to bring up about Gumroad is that because as you build a community, they have a posting platform, and I'll show you some of that. They have a posting platform that serves as your blog, and you can also send this same post to your email list. So you can have individuals to follow you on Gumroad, and every time you launch a new product or you just want to stay current, with them. They've changed a lot on the platform. They used to have where you could create your own newsletter system. But I think that there's a way that you can still do that creatively. But so the thing about it is they have so many different levels. So before I show you my platform, let me talk a little bit more about Gumroad and some of the great benefits to using this in terms of selling. And you'll get to see some features when I click, or demonstration when I click on certain products, of mine, you'll get to see it. But what I love about them is the fact that they have these different levels of how individuals can pay for products. And what I mean by that, they're different options. So they have the initial price that you set. There's also the opportunity to rent your product. And also there's an option for individuals to pay what they want to pay. And so you can actually have people to pay more for your product than what is listed, but also the option where they can pay the price that they're able to pay. You don't have to enable all of these different features. I'm just saying that they're there. And that's good to have so that you can get easy yeses where really, honestly, no one can really come to a specific product and really say no unless they just really aren't interested. So if they can pay your initial price, they will. If they can rent it, where they'll just have, just a certain amount of time that they can listen. They don't have the opportunity to download it. But that's again a way. And then if someone just does not really have the money a certain way, or if they see like this is worth more than what they're asking for, they can pay more. And you can put a suggested price for that. So, I mean, it's really great. And you have the opportunity also to create upsells and downsells through this, particular platform. So if you want to create your own funnel system, in a sense, you're able to do that. But before I, show you my massiveness, again, I wanted to set this up by helping you to understand why I do what I do. And again, where things are going in terms of the expansion and individuals wanting to be, they're already multi-passionate about what they do, but not necessarily understanding how they can do this to serve different niche markets and be able to level up their impact and income agenda. You will get a great glimpse of seeing how that's done and why, again, it is the wow factor. And even doing a fraction of what I'm going to show you would be to your higher advantage. So if you give me a moment, I am going to start screen sharing, and I want you to, take some notes. In a sense, you'll see that there's a few ahas that you get from what I'm going to be providing. All right. So we are on my Gumroad platform, and as you can see here, there are 566 products that are visible. As I mentioned, I've got other products that are not visible. And so there's a variety. And so I have different price points. One of the things I love about Gumroad is that you can, there's a like a price bracket from 0 to 5,000. So if you have a high level program or so that you want to feature, or even a high level product, you can price it up to that price and do memberships. So I'm just scrolling through where you can see I've got several digital products that are free. And then I also have ones that are $1. I've got some for $3 and $5, $7, $10, $12. I've got a great variety of different ones. And I'm going to do some categorization. Right now, I'm just giving you kind of just the scroll through of a few. And as you can see, I have a lot of the lower ticket items, so to speak, or products, but I have some higher ticket products too. Now, you also get a glimpse to see as I'm scrolling, there are some of my uh, larger ticket items that are more for mastermind groups or so. And so, yeah, so I'm just scrolling through. As you can see, there's a great variety. But once I start to do categorization, you'll see. Something that I actually don't really do is send people just directly to my Gumroad page. I do have the links in certain areas, like at the end of articles, but when I want to be really targeted, I will type in a category, and you'll see me do this in just a moment, where it's for that specific category, and then I'll share that link so that it's not confusing when people come or they're having to scroll through all of like what you're seeing here, like what I'm doing now. Again, this is just for demonstration, purposes, just you seeing that I have a great abundance, and there's, so many different levels and categories, that I have. And so a great majority of my products are for coaches. And but again, so many different areas from my own life. As I mentioned, I'm cross-trained in over 200 areas. So I have a lot to talk about, a lot to share. So yeah, so there's, so much here, as you can see, as I'm just scrolling through. And if your brain is already not going yoing, 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 there I start rolling in the back of your head, or you're kind of glossing over this. Yeah, there's a great variety, but I categorize it, as I mentioned, in terms of how I do the marketing. But when people come to my different platforms or so, even in seeing one category, they're just wowed out in terms of wow. That's why I have so many different sub platforms that are built out as their own mini empires and own education types of training hubs, because I have a variety of products that I can put on several platforms that and it's not a great abundance in terms of when I build these platforms and I put them on. I try to limit the amount of products that I put on certain platforms because I want it to be very streamlined and easy to navigate for individuals. But I've used platforms over the years like blogger.com or blogger.com, which gives you a blogspot URL, and also tumblr.com and LiveJournal. And Blogger and Tumblr, they give you the opportunity to have several blogs under one account, so one email account. And so I think Blogger, you can have up to 100, Tumblr, several hundred, so to speak. So a lot of my platforms were built on those types of sites, those free sites, and they mostly are landing pages, like storefront landing pages. Some of them I have a 3 to 5 part blog series, on there, but they are just landing pages that are for a specific focus. Now, I do have some that are built out in terms of more of their own marketplace, where I do have the different categories and pages that people can click on. But when you go to those sites, it's not confusing because it's a very streamlined. Again, like I don't necessarily send people here as I'm going through this with you. It's just really for the wow factor in terms like, wow, that's a lot of products here for, different focuses, so to speak. And so a great majority of these products are low to medium content types of products. And that's where my signature authority is in terms of low content products and developing those types of empires, where a lot of my publications on Amazon are 30 to 70 pages, no more than 100 pages. I mean, when they are my low content, types of products. And that's how I'm able to write and produce so much. And then for digital products, in a sense, because I have trainings and micro lessons and master classes and summits and seminars, so to speak, and they're in many formats. And so some of my products are 7 to 10 minutes, and then some are, 15 to 30 minutes or 30 to 45 minutes. And then there are some that are over an hour. And then I have some intensive products that are a few hours, so to speak. But I produce many courses and again, many info products, masterclass training, so to speak. So again, when you look and see like, wow, how are all these products, that she has and that she's produced, because I'm doing it in a less is more type of format. I also bring in others to collaborate with me, for certain types of products and intensives and conference speaking, so to speak. And so again, I also kind of do my teachings and trainings in conversational style training formats. I've been coined, for conversational training, the creator of that term and that philosophy, if you will, or method. And I also do podcast style types of training. So when I'm talking, it's very conversational rather than a lot of lecturing, so to speak. I'm a very impromptu speaker and communicator. So I'm like a walking training hub. I can speak on demand about anything. Typically, when something hits me and I want to talk about it, I will use my Zoom account and start doing recordings and produce products just organically talking. So typically, a lot of my renderings, really I would say 98% of my products are ones where I don't have anything before me that I'm speaking from or talking from. It is me sharing from my experience and then producing products that way. Another way that products are can be easily produced also is that if you have YouTube videos, you have podcast segments or so, you can build courses out from those, or you can just repurpose and make those free downloads so that because everyone's not going to find your YouTube channel, so to speak. And if they come to your Gumroad platform and you have that particular product where they can download and listen to it, then, that's a good way for you also to get visibility on a particular teaching or training that maybe you're not getting the visibility on your YouTube channel. But you can also have it where you include the YouTube link as well, where they can watch it and still download it. So you can, have a dual advantage here. So again, I'm just coming through, just still showing the wow factor in a sense. And then you can see here different podcast communities that I have, where it's, monthly ratings that or monthly fees, for that memberships. So again, just, demonstrating that, for you so that you can see. And again, we're getting up into some of the higher end products where some are $4.97, $3.97, $2.97. So, so it's, quite a bit. I'll kind of come out of this now. I was trying to see, I've been scrolling past. I was trying to see if it was going to show some of my high-end offerings in terms of masterminds or so. And I could have passed by a lot of those, or they could have just changed the formatting, which they do that sometimes, where uh things that were in a certain position at one point, it's changed and you don't really see them. So okay, so all right, so let me come over to categories, right? And start kind of showing you from here where how I categorize. So I have over 100 coaching related products, and so I'm going to type in coaching, and then I may come back out and type coach too, because there's so many different ones. So it's going to bring up related coaching products, and then some that are really specifically about coaching. All right. So I've got probably around 100 and maybe 70 coaching products here. It's showing about 145. But I have some that are in other categories in a sense. So as you can see, I've got some free trainings, and then some low cost trainings. And so because I teach people how to diversify their giftings, to multiply, maximize, and monetize their experience as a whole, leveraging their life as a niche, and being able to also break down different aspects of their journey. So like me bringing up the coaching aspect is that I have created products for basically every area that I do coaching in, not just from a core focus, but even the things that you coach within the coaching experience, within the coaching experience, where you can look at what all are you providing when you are coaching. Those are all individual types of categories. And so you can actually, speak to that or create products around that. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business coach, but you've also taught individuals how to develop products, how to get started online, how to write books. Those are all different categories, all different categories. So I want to see, I know I've got one in terms of the startups. I'm just backing up here to see where it could be. Let me keep scrolling here. So, and also like different platforms that you have been on or you've coached from or so, you train people, you can create those as being different categories of your coaching, and also encourage other people to coach in those categories. So as you can see, I've got some like for Tumblr, business birthing, LinkedIn, blogging. So all different elements of my coaching, I have created different products that will speak to those specific coaches or develop individuals to be coaches in, those areas. So intuition, sports trainer journalism, there's so many different ones. Consulting-preneurship, there's a lot. I've done coaching on levels that you wouldn't even believe, but most of you have too. Most of you have been where you're giving advice to different people, and you've done some coaching, even nonlinear types of coaching. And you can consider that as being part of your experience. So, I didn't type in, health or wellness, but I want to focus on this for a moment, where there's in my self-care, soul care coaching trainings, and there are many info trainings, health and well-being for wellnesspreneurs. So there's so many different levels that you can, even as a coach, be sharing your different focuses and helping people even to maybe signaturize a category that maybe they never thought of or they don't know how to get started. So here's one of the products that I talked about here. It's a basic introduction to becoming a startup expert business builder developer coach. So I'm actually going to click on this here, and you'll get the opportunity also to see what I mean by being able to rent products. So there's on the right here, there's where you can see you can rent, you can buy, and then name a fair price. So it's a 14-minute training, all right? So I just put the price of 15 plus, for this, particular training. But again, people can buy or rent it. And then there's a short description, and then there's a related product. And if anyone would like to do more trainings around this or be a part of masterminds or VIP intensives that I provide, then the information is there. But I use a lot of my products too as prerequisites and foundational layers, if you will, to qualify people for extensive coaching or consulting or different events. So again, just wanted to share this. I'm going to go back. I'm going to type in another category. I've got a great majority of products, even with podcasting, over 100 products there. But I'm going to just type in podcasting. Sometimes there's some that are just under podcast, but there's different ones because I have so many products for podcasting. There's 71 showing here, but again, I've got tons. So, and some of them are podcast related. So this one is biz casting your brand with podcasting and more. It's a micro lesson, only $1. And then turning podcast segments into publications, micro lessons, turning your publications into a podcast platform. So there's different ones where I break down the different experience, co-hosting, podcasting, how to write and publish and launch a book. That also talks about podcasting too. And then launching your podcast in 24 hours. And then I've got, different ones using Spotify for podcasting and just, creating podcast style training courses. So there's a variety of different ones. Podcasting for business, podcasting as a speaking summit platform, and radio webinars. So there's different ones that are podcast related, or I'm doing really in-depth trainings in a very short period of time. YouTube short podcasting is one that I really enjoy teaching. And so again, there's a variety of different ones that you can see here, starting your own business storytelling podcast. So again, a great variety of ones. All of these different products that you see have podcast teachings, in there. One dealing with podcast guesting and getting featured, starting a client-only podcast. So you can see there's a great majority, right? So again, even though you're seeing ones that have different focuses and not specifically saying podcasting in the titles, there are podcast related where I'm doing teachings and trainings about, this, particular focus. So here's one too, basic introduction to creating your own evergreen multi-level marketing podcasting entrepreneurial empire. And so again, I do all of this and have, done this on multiple levels because I do cross branding and cross training. Here's one around basic introduction to cross branded podcasting and production-preneurship. So again, so many different types, of podcast related types of products. Basic introduction to profitable podcasting, entrepreneurship, and the basics of launching a solo and guest featured combo podcasting with Spotify for podcasters. And so you can see basic introduction to becoming a VIP day coach and client on air workspace facilitator. So many different levels of how you can use podcasting, whether it's for masterminds, whether it's different, aspects, turning your Medium articles into a profitable podcast. So again, there's so many just in one category. So this is something that I'm just, showing you in terms of my authority in certain areas and how I can be able to help individuals on different levels. Um, so let me just think of another category to type in. So let me type in sports. And so I've got a few products here that I have that are visible. So for sports journalism and writing for sports, because I, have a very extensive background in the sports industry, and I do train a lot of um, those in this industry. So I have all different products, like I said, from my background, my um, areas of expertise. They're just different levels of those. So do you see, even with one category, that I don't have a great abundance that's featured here, but that's 7 products just for this platform that I have, just for this category, I should say. So again, when you look at your life in different categories, so I'm trying to think of something else. So I'm going to type in, let's see, self-care. So I've got a few self-care related products. And so some of these you might have seen when I was scrolling through. So if someone wants to become a self-care and soul care coach, there's, that product, and health and well-being. And then I do have other products that are just not for coaches, but just for well-being, in general, So there's, quite a few products that I have for health and well-being. I do hydration coaching too, so I even have products there. I've even got products for kids. Like, this may blow your mind here. Things that I've, taught. Um, Some of you like, what? You have a product for urine? Are you kidding me? So the basic introduction to teaching children about the importance of urinary tract health. Yes. So, so I have taught in this area, and that's a mini training. So it's just 15 minutes. Do you see how having different, speaking products, and I do have some products that are just like PDF courses, as well, but a great majority of these, they're digital products. And again, people can buy or rent or pay what they can pay more, for a specific product. So, so again, there, like I said, there's so many. So let me just think. I'm going to say YouTube. Type in YouTube related products. So yeah, so I've got a great abundance, as it relates to YouTube. There's so much. Like I said, it's when you see certain titles, you're going to see ones that I'm talking about YouTube within those products. But I have ones that are, very specific to YouTube, and at different price points. So here's one, the one video and one video playlist YouTube Empire Profits. So that's being able to take one video or a playlist and being able to actually make an empire and monetize that just in that simplicity. So again, there's so much vloggingpreneurship, vlog casting, a basic introduction to becoming a 1 or 2 steps ahead YouTube growth journey mentor. So this is good for someone who maybe is just getting started with YouTube, but they know that they want to really build out, and they feel passionate about sharing with other people how to get started with YouTube, and not waiting until they are some expert and authority, so to speak. So that's a training, specifically for that. And again, some of these you've seen in other categories that are related. So those who want to be in videopreneurship, this is a great training. So again, I'm just showing you a variety of different ones. And then we have, video photography, um, and those who are not camera shy but haven't really been getting on camera. I do a lot of faceless videos and encouragement of doing faceless channels, not necessarily faceless only channels, but primarily faceless channels. And so again, a great majority of different products that are leveraging YouTube, and trying to get to some that are, yeah, so get YouTube done now marketing, and that's motivational training. So there's a lot of different products that I create that have these specific focus. Now you see some that are getting more into a lot of the other YouTube, um, trainings, and some of these are intensives and some of them are conferences. So there's, a lot of different ones. Here are some ones that are very signature products: Monetize, YouTube, Your Way, and more. Get YouTube done now. You see, I have a lot of those products for different categories. Here's one where it's a mini conversational motivational training conference here. And so you'll see that they're just really short trainings with some of my proteges. And so yeah, so there's, great variety. YouTube, get YouTube revenue done now. Then there's different levels of these products, of the same product, so to speak. So again, the get YouTube done theme was, is very huge for me. And then we have, these other ones. And because I focus on helping individuals build multi-niche marketplace types of YouTube channels. So you can see one that's for the multi-niche creator and multifaceted leader. And then one that is for, again, the multi-niche content creator, and ones who primarily focus on writing and how they can use writing for their YouTube, advantage. So again, a great majority of, products that are really based on multi-interest, which was something that I talked about earlier, before demonstrating, is serving the multi-niche, type of audience. So yeah, so I've got so many different, products, and I'll even type in, okay, let's see, I'm gonna type in Bible. I meant to type in biblical. But so I have a background. I am an ordained minister, and I've graduated from two Bible colleges and have several ministry platforms. And so here are a few products that are based on different biblical characters that, are inspired for different works of mine. And then also too, I do teach people to build a lot of their, training hubs. Let me actually type in biblical. That's going to give you a more expansive. Do I have that spelled right? No, I don't. So, anyway, let me type in, see, I might can go into a product, and my spelling's off right now. Um, So this actually brought me to more of those by typing that in. Interesting. So, okay, so the book of James, so I have searching for James wisdom leaderpreneurs, and then Esther empresspreneurs, and then the Jonah entrepreneurial coaching. And so you can see a lot of different ones: Jacob leaderpreneurship, and a Jobian preneurship. And this one is about having a profitable Patmos Island experience, like John, the book of Revelation. And so John 10:10 CFO, becoming a Joseph exalted rulerpreneur, Joshua, calibrated leadership. And I have different ones, Moses as well. Um, so that's, one here. I'll click on this one. Lead Out Leaders Come Forth Mini Info Seminar, Basic Introduction to Answering Your Moses Leaderpreneurial Calling in Creating Exodus-Style Transition Platforms. So, yeah, so you can see that. It's 47 minutes, a little less than 47 minutes, and gives the description, and then leads into another product. And then if individuals are interested in doing more in terms of a mastermind, yeah, they can do that. So I'm going to type in spirituality. You all forgive my spelling. And so I have like I said, so many different products for so many different levels. Spiritual event planner, because I've done that in a great, abundance over the years, and becoming a prayer and faith walk coach, and creating your prayer and divine intention style vision board. I've had to fight a lot of different battles with witchcraft and warlock preneurship and different things. So I have coaching background in this area, um, ascended living. If anyone wants to become a spirituality coach or even a Christian coach, so to speak, I have products for, this spiritual business leadership. So do you see a great majority of products? You'll see also, I'm going to type in even a chakra category, which for me, I don't teach the energy body work in a new age format. I teach it in a non-new age format, practical health and well-being, but also in the new dimensional anatomy. That's part of my pioneer work, is being able to take individuals into different dimensions of the chakras, but they're through a metamorphosis process where it's not any of this esoterical new age type of frameworks. That's not the frameworks that I come from. But I do bring in others who do teach from that particular premise so that they can lay the foundation in terms of if someone's not familiar with chakras. But that's not, I don't teach it from, from that perspective. And I make distinctions with that too, because so that individuals understand where I'm coming from. That's not my paradigm to teach it from that perspective. But again, I have a lot of energy body related, types of, types of works. And so, yeah, so just allowing you to just see, yeah, my expansiveness here. So again, I'm showing you in terms of the wow factor. I tell you, my spelling is off. So let me just come in typing in Christ. I probably need to type that in capital letters. That's probably why it was not, I probably spelled it right and then just didn't capitalize it. So here are a few products. Hosting your own happy birthday uh, Jesus party and hosting a Babes in Christ shower, and transitioning others into truth out of counterfeit spirituality paradigms. So there's a lot of different products that, like I said, that I have. And prophetic ministry, and I could have typed in ministry. And so there's a lot of these ones that you'll see that you've seen in other categories. Um, Worship leader, that's a multi-genre worship leader, and being able to develop your own training hubs. That's something huge for me, as I mentioned, is teaching individuals in different categories. Build out your own training hubs, because you can do that even with Gumroad, and having your own academy just here. So this one, creating your own biblical development and Christian life training hub. So do you see how I serve from so many different categories? If you want to become a Christian life coach, a faith-based entrepreneur, and then I have spiritual multiplicity, entrepreneur, that's a mastermind, membership. And so again, various categories in terms of being able to serve so many different niche markets. I'm going to go back to the main page, and I want to go to the posting platform really quick and just show you how you can do posting, and these posts can go specifically to your email, your email groups. So these are really just product based. I'm going to click on this one here, where this one here is not really a post. It is just really a product overview. And so this one was, for the sports industry, and how I've got different related products, to, these different trainings. And so again, you're able to, and I've got here where explore over 100 coaching mini info trainings, master classes or so. So here where I have, check out free ones where people click on here, as I mentioned, that you can type in categories, and if you create an abundance, type on categories and then be able to put those as hyperlinks where people can go specifically to that page and not have to go through all the different categories that you have. And so I have in this post kind of a breakdown in terms of here are some free products and here are some low ticket uh, products. And then if they want to discover their next level coaching factor, then they can click on that link to see a variety of the different products that I have for coaches and get cross-trained in a variety of different areas. And then these are a few of the signature higher level products. And so actually, I'm going to click on this one here because this one is for Gumroad. And so this is a signature product, the Gumroad Goldmine Business Builder Mini Info Seminar, and this is for multi-skilled coaching-preneurs. So it's a 54, little less than 54 minutes. And again, people have the option to buy or rent or pay what they can pay. Gives a description of what's going to be covered, and then a related product, and then again the contact information. So again, very simple way to to do this. So before closing out, I mean, there's so many other categories that I could go in, but um, don't know if, if that's really necessary, uh, to do that. But just showing you, again, a great variety. I have products for youth and so many different, like menopause, yeah, so um, the 7-day God creation method, um, divorcing your past for divorcees. So again, I create content from so many different levels of my life. I'm a certified reflexologist and acupressure, certified in self-massage. So I specialize in DIY body work too. So I've got products, around this. Then of course, I'd be remiss not to have a product of teaching people how to um, launch their products on Gumroad. And I've got an abundance of these types of products, even for different categories. You know what? I think I'll click on that too. I know some of you are like, what in the world? Yes, life celebration event planning. I've done it. Meal prep. Yeah, I'm also a personal chef as well. So um, there's so many. I've got chef related products, catering products, hospitality products, because I have an extensive background in the hospitality industry. So again, creating children's journal prompts, publications. So many. I'm just going through, a few here, just thinking if I'm gonna gonna click on some. Um, yeah, so again, so many different ones for writers, of course, because I'm a chronic writer. Also, here, I'll click on this one because this is one of my major empires. Generation One Transformers industry is one of my signature main built out empires. And so I have a product on this. It's just a basic training in a sense in terms of how you get started with launching your own fan page empire. And I have other extensive products because I build out syndicated networks on Facebook with the fan pages. And my Transformers empire is my signature syndicated empire in terms of it's over 20 pages of syndicated content. And I have my, main signature pages with large followings. And so I'm just sharing my knowledge. And then here's that product here. And it is basically inspired because Transformers Generation One, their signature motto is more than meets the eye. And so this product here is a basic introduction to transforming your Facebook fan pages into a more than meets the eye syndicated network empire. So again, I know you all are probably like, oh my gosh, wow. Now I'm like, stop, yeah, so there's so much. So my point in being able to show you in terms of this anomics aspect is you can see that I have this ecosystem, this economy for multi-interest and how it's the gift that keeps on giving. And there's so many different categories. If people are interested in just getting things done, there's a product for that. And again, they're low cost. I have multiple empath products, and again, so many different ones. I'm a homeschooling mom, so I've got various products, for that category, as well. And again, my writing, different levels. So you've all seen quite a few of these as I was, going through. But virtual retreatpreneur. So, becoming a wedding and event singer. So yes, there are different ones, things that I've done. Becoming a Kindle Direct publishingpreneur. As I mentioned, I'm published author of over 300 works and on Amazon, and I've done that with Kindle Direct Publishing. So you name it. I mean, I've done it. I have my own t-shirt, a multi-level t-shirt business, and also a coffee business. So that's something I'm actually gonna type on that too. You see my tea talk as well, which I, sell tea online too. So a great variety of things that, like I said, that I do. Um, Even how to prepare for jury duty. So I tell you, I leverage my life as a niche, and it is, my own economy, and that's how I have the wow factor then too. For those who are don't drink and they want to host some type of food and beverage, which I'm big in that industry as well, non-alcoholic wine tasting party. So it gives you, the 411 on how to do that while becoming a forgiveness coach. So again, there's so many different layers, to this. But let me see here, education, edutainment. I have my own education system too that I've built. I'm a recording artist as well and performer. So singer songwriter trainings, and how to build your one-stop shop, one price, types of initiatives, how to get vocal in your vehicle, how when you see individuals, they're doing their motivational talks in their cars and podcasts in their cars, different ones, turn your wisdom into mini workshops. Um, so everything that you can think of, like I said, I mentioned that I'm an impromptu communicator. So there's a product for that. I have a background in independent journalism and also media communication. So I've got different levels of products. I mentioned about hydration, certified hydration and nutrition lifestyle coach as well. So I have products, like I said, for everything. I've done multiple relocations. I've helped individuals with their relocation. So I have products for that. I know how to teach people about the mental prep for relocation. So I just want you to see again so much, how many different levels and layers that there is to your journey, and when people want to do relationship, I'm certified relationship coach and relationship counselor, as well. I also have formal training in counseling and psychology. When I went to Bible college, well, before going to Bible college, I did a associate certification program in radio and television broadcasting. And so I also was an on-air radio host and did radio ministry and different things, of that nature. And then I went on to Bible college, which I graduated from two Bible colleges, but I went on to Bible college and I majored in Bible and also media communications and a double major in Christian counseling. And then the second Bible college that I graduated, I did a BA from that particular one, a BS from the first one. The BA was in biblical studies and had a minor in psychology. So, and then I've got various certifications, but a lot of my training comes from areas I just cross-train myself in life. And then later on, ended up adding some credentials to things that I'd already been doing like forever, So there's again a lot of different things. There was one, the children's book. So yeah, write and publish your children's book. Um, so again, so many different, launching your own online independent personal chef platform. So again, I'm showing you this for a reason, because again, you can start thinking about your own life in terms of different categories, things that you can just speak from, right? And So again, so many different products. I'm going to get ready to bring this to a close, but I wanted to show you again my own economy in a sense. Wow, I'm looking at this and just like, wow, I've done all this. Yeah, introduction to becoming a child care development center coach because I've got a background in all of these different areas. And yeah, even outside of formal training, in a sense, is things that um, I was coined the spiritual multiplicity pioneer early on, but I've always been able to be used for so many different areas, just kind of like things you do organically, right? And I've had a lot of nonlinear clients where they want to pick my brain for something or they need advice with something and they take me to lunch or different. So it's an interesting kind of flow. How I guess I just leverage my entire experience. Is your pet a media star? And I do have a background in terms of uh, pet sitting and pet psychology, and a pet guest transition expert. So my grand dog uh, is a YouTube star on two of my channels, and I've helped others to brand their pets and to use their pets to even help grow their channel, even for their business. So again, I just use my life. I've done bereavement coaching and counseling. Here we are, a basic introduction to becoming a guest pets transition facilitator. Because I'll tell a story about this really quickly. That I had this, I can't even explain it, but I would gravitate dogs that could not stay with me, and they mostly puppies. And I would either be in a place where I was about to move, or I'd be in places I couldn't keep the pet, right? And not for a certain amount of days. So I had to help transition dogs to different homes and to either help get them to the non-sleep shelters in a sense. And so I can leveraging my life, just things that would just be happening. And then I found myself having to tell people how to take care of animals. Random strangers, like when I was at a property while I'm sharing this, I'm just going to click, just click on this. While I was at a particular property that I was staying at when I was in the field, for my independent journalism, and a property that I wasn't going to be at long. I was there for about 7 months or so, but I built different relationships. And my time there was at least three individuals or so who found dogs and just lost dogs or lost puppies in a sense. And just started asking me, just telling me first. And um, then they start just asking me questions like, how do you even know this? I haven't shared any that I have any background in this area. And so because it was just a frequent thing, I created a blog that just would tell people how to go about taking care. I mean, I was giving advice in terms of here's where you go, here's what you do in the first 24 hours. Here's if you get attached to the dog, what you may have to do in terms of, or if you go to a pet shop you want to adopt. I mean, it would just go on. So then when people were looking to maybe keep the pet until they could find the owner, and put flyers out to see if anyone would contact them or put something online. So it was just information in terms of how you help a guest pet, be comfortable in your experience. And then one of my proteges, actually, she had an innkeeper type of experience, and I trained her with that, where people were bringing their pets to her even when the pet needed to be nurtured and nursed and everything. And I do actually have a background, as I was mentioning, in pet psychology and also vet assistant. So again, multi-level here, here's that other product you saw. So again, this just kind of spider web. So as I mentioned, I've got something for everything and everybody. I mean, the weather, you name it. I mean, I pretty much, have it. Those who want to be a one or two steps ahead expert, not the YouTube aspect, just in general, I have products for that. You want to start your own in-home on-demand laundry service. I know you're probably like, what in the world? Um, yeah, and then here's one, meat minimalist, or part-time vegan. So you name it, I've got it. I've done it, still doing it on, on different levels, even simple things, and transforming your empowering conversations with others into products, publications, and more. So again, I break down my journey and create digital products. Oh, this was what it was. I have different products for the YouTube shorts, for different industry focuses. Like there's fitness, and then you probably saw one where it was for the cooking and different aspects. So I categorize. Here's something that I was going to type on this for Gumroad, but I can just use these as an example. So I do have a background, even with real estate, do have certification in real estate as well. And so teaching real estate preneurs how to load and launch their courses with ease on Gumroad. And then for those who, fitness, yes, do I have a background in fitness instruction? Yes, I do. So again, I break up my journey. So that those are just examples, but I have the Gumroad ones built out, like I said, on so many different levels to teach different categories of uh, who needs to create a course. And it's easy to do that because I can use the same general premise of using Gumroad and the benefits, much like what I shared with you earlier. And then now teaching a specific group how to go about creating courses, or courses that will be great, dream interpretation evolution for dream work coaches. Yes, again, I've got pretty much some of everything. But as I mentioned, when I'm marketing this, I'm not sending people directly to, this page. Also, I've done modeling. That's, part of my background too, and performing arts. And then also those who are over 40, um, how to become a modelpreneur. And so again, spiritual entrepreneur development, there's so many different things. I've got a background in terms of dealing with the family and generational hoardism, and I'm allergic to clutter. It's a kryptonite to me, and I actually have a publication that's called Clutter is a Kryptonite. But then I've got products for helping hoarders heal themselves, and then you might have saw one where it was for from chaos to clutter coach. So there's so many different ones. Some of you have done career development. And so becoming a career development coach and building out your own training hub, if you're a pioneer. So I've got, like I said, so many different products. I've had to break generational curses and things. So I've got products, like I said, for that. I'm a branding authority. And so again, so many different levels of products. I've got products for weight loss. I've got products for weight gain because I was in a journey at one point where during a particular illness, I had lost a lot of weight. And so I literally had to create a program for weight gain. So again, I just use my experience, emotional intelligent coaching, meditation, mindfulness, professional coaching the right way. So do you see life mastery, coaching, so many different levels, how to create your own DIY digital media press kit. There's the one for weight gain, right there. So and this one here is specifically for meat minimalists and part-time vegans, because during a time when I was very limited to what I could eat, then, I had to be vegan at one point. And then as I was progressing, then I created the concept for meat minimalist or part-time vegan. So again, I use, my life. You know what? I have one for food because I have a background in food psychology as well. Here's one, online product-based empirepreneurship. So because I teach so much in terms of product development and transforming blogs into books. So, memory, people say I have a memory of an elephant for sure. One of my proteges said that I probably could remember how many fries I had in my first Happy Meal. It's crazy. Um, I mentioned that I have a background in hospitality, and so I was hotel management for in-stay properties. Those are like extended stay types of properties. And so again, I've got products for that, and then for in-stay travelpreneurs, mainly for digital nomads. So many different, products. Uh, again, yeah, I'm just looking at this and just getting tickled, myself here, in terms of wow, it's quite a bit. And to have rendered all of these. Um, I have an interesting story to tell about this one, about learning how to lucratively leverage an online vending machine business model. So, story here is that when I was in the hotel industry, and a couple of my colleagues and one of my friends that would um, who had a vending business, but would have to travel out of town and then task me to be the one to go and check on the machines and to, make sure that I was, keeping up with the inventory and everything. So I learned quite a bit about the vending machine business and then having to actually be a part of it just in what would seem like a small way, but because I had to do it several times, like I said, there's so much that I learned, about the business, and then metaphorically using those concepts in business models for online. So again, so much, here we go. Launch your mini course. And that's in a bundle, in 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours with repurposed content. So again, so much. As I mentioned, I'm a reflexologist. And so many different, so many different products. Some biblical inspired ones, building your arc of affluent leadership. And wow, I'm just wowing myself here. So yeah, there's sales communications. There's so many different ones that, again, um, for those who are healers, you know, that's one for spontaneous well-being. I also have one for coaches with that, same product. And there's the Hoarders Hear Thyself again. I've got things, several leadership, products. And I've even got products for people who think they're gay, but they're actually not. I don't even like using that term. But so understanding your rainbow and I mean, I've helped a lot of people who actually thought that they were and they discovered that they weren't. Um, and I mean, if they are, they are. But if they, if they're really not and they're misinterpreting why, um, they're having certain feelings or different things, that training helps to clarify that. I've been an event planner, still am, wedding, different events. And so like I said, yes, I leverage my life as a niche, and that's how I have Gumroad-O-Nomics here, because you can see, culinary point of view, all these different, like I said, aspects, sound therapy, um, color therapy. There's so much I create for different levels of audiences. And again, using my, experience. I mentioned about the hotel, being in hotel industry. And so I have different products. Like I said, I have different hospitality products, performing arts. Um, so again, there's so much. I do authority stacking. So there's so much around. I've been a profits model matchmaker, and actually a literal matchmaker as well. So again, a lot of things that would organically happen for me just throughout my life. I've leveraged concepts to different business principles. But like I said, these are things that I literally have done. And if you look at your life, you've done a lot. Here's the one: food is your friend, not your frenemy. So a basic introduction to understanding your unique food psychology and establishing a better relationship with food. And see, I had to do this throughout my journey of what was happening when my food was limited. And I had to build a better relationship with food and with my body and everything. And then again, I ended up getting a certification in food psychology. And so, yeah, that's a whole nother, like I said, a whole nother story. But again, so many different levels and layers of wow. And just again, there's conference speaking products, I've got empath products, there's a whole lot of different, as you can see, so many different products on so many different levels. How do you take free content and level it up for high end? And journal coaching is one of my signature coaching formats too. So you can see the joy of journal prompts, life coaching, the energy healer next door. So there again, so many different products, motivational, speaking products. Um, there's one, for empaths. So again, I've got a lot of different categories. Like I said, if you type in leadership, oh, the coffee business, that's the one that I wanted to. So I've got uh, several products actually for the coffee industry too, and some on other platforms, as well. So again, just so many different levels and layers to, how I have leveraged. There's another one for empaths, and a couple more for empaths. And then here, if you're used to lunch and learns, I do a brunch and lunch and learner types of, training models. So again, so many different things. If you look at your life, you look at your experience and you break that experience down, you're going to see there's so many different levels and layers that you can teach and, and train from. And so, high-end products. Uh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to come out of here now, and I hope that you have seen my wow factor, that I've given a pretty good demonstration of how I have my own economy and how I profit in multiple ways. That's, I didn't want to get into talking so much about the monetization, aspect, uh, but I wanted to share with you in terms of you looking at your life in a certain way and leveraging your life-onomics and then make it your digital life-onomics, which you might have seen that I have products, for those particular focuses. But the wow factor is not so much of having an abundance of so much. The wow factor is the fact that you can look at these different levels of your experience and then bring it to Gumroad and then create this, yeah, unique type of economy, marketplace that people can come to. So whether you want to make it a marketplace or you want to make it an educational training hub or so, this is the place where you can use different levels of your life's experience. And again, even if you don't want to send people directly to your Gumroad platform, it's the fact that you have the products that you can then market those within blog posts, podcast segments, YouTube videos, but being able to build out your own economy using Gumroad. And I do extensive teachings and trainings for different industry focuses, different levels of how individuals can go about creating these marketplaces or creating their own economy ecosystem that has repeat buyers, for specific things. And again, you don't have to have, you can have 10 products and do that, right? But sometimes the more the merrier in terms of if you've got at least 20 to 25 products, you're rocking for sure. But even having just a few would still serve you. And you can still have something where people can come and they then come into your ecosystem and they can be, again, repeat buyers, or they get into your list that you use, for Gumroad, and you can update them. You can, then showcase other products or encourage them to get products for their friends. However, so I just wanted to be able to show you, again, part of my wow factor, in terms of the different products that you can have. I didn't get into really showing my mastermind, and those are some of the, your bigger ticket ones, and podcast platforms where you saw a few of them, but they're more lower ticket. I'm talking about some of the higher ticket ones, as I mentioned, anywhere from $0 to $5,000 on this platform that you can create specific offers. So now you can see why I'm Majesty Almighty, right? Because my allness, while she does it all, so to speak, is there, and there's no denying that I've done all these things and have the products, for these particular initiatives. So I hope that my demonstration has expanded your horizons, because that's what it was really designed to do, and that you can create your own unique wow factor. Of course, you need assistance with this. I can help you to build that out effectively, and have different products too that sort of teach you the benefits, but also how to do it. I've just been sharing with you and providing you with all these different levels, telling a few stories here because we know storytelling is very huge. And so you see aspects of my economy, and just on Gumroad. Again, this is just on Gumroad, because I have other platforms too that I have my some different products on, as well, and different focuses. But this is again where people can get that one-stop shop feel. And the way that I categorize and market it, it's not in a confusing way. So again, you won't necessarily come where there's just great abundance. I will either have the links to specific products, or I will give the link, as you can see, in terms like a query, doing that, and then include that where they can see products just related to that topic, to that focus. So I have enjoyed sharing this part of my world with you, and I hope that this has empowered you, again, inspired you, been disruptive, and giving you some food for thought to think about how you can create your own economy and using Gumroad. Gumroad is free to use, and the minute that you upload your recordings or your products, there, and put your description in and price it, the minute you press submit, your products are immediately available. Immediately available. So I'm wishing you the absolute best. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and getting a peek into my Gumroad-O-NOMICS initiative. Wishing you the absolute best with your emerging success in this area. Take care and stay blessed.